Hostia. A ver.
There he is. There he is. Let's go back to Canada.
Hello, everybody. How are you? I'm so glad that you're here. As you can see, I'm not in my studio. No, we decided to do it somewhere else. And actually, it created a few challenges. As you can see, we're running late, but we're on divine time. And why did I decide to do it here? Because I had this amazing idea to connect with a dear friend of mine who creates essences. And he had created an essence for the Silent Path 2, this amazing essence. And I thought maybe he could create one for the Kryon music. And this man is famous throughout the whole world. He's the alchemist. You know, I always like working with magicians. And so I connected with him, and he said, sure, I can do that. So we're doing it here today. And there's a reason why I want this essence. Later on, my dear friend, Shannon is going to, she's a scientist, she's going to explain why we want this with the music. But for now, I'd like to introduce you to Mikel Zayat. Hello, dear. How are you?
Thank you.
Wow.
Thank you so much.
Yeah.
For being here. Thank everybody. Thank you.
Yeah, we have to speak up louder. He's not used to these earbud things. This is perfect. Yeah, this is totally perfect. Okay. Yeah. So is he on camera here? Okay. We'll just, another technical little thing. I got a better idea. Sit here. There. Dear friend, Mikel. And we're going to post online what we were doing yesterday. We arrived yesterday. And we went into this room and it had hundreds of bottles of different essences, different essential oils. And he's very psychic. So he says, try this one. And what do you think of this one? And this is how we gathered it together. We used his intuition and my so-called intuition. And he's created a formula. And he puts a little bit of this and more of that one and less of that one. It's very, very incredible how he does it. So I'm honored to be here with him at the launching of the music, this Kryon music. So
that's wonderful.
Thank you for being here.
Thank you very much. It's like doing these blends of essential oil. It's like an orchestra.
It's like an orchestra.
Yeah, it's the music and it's the vibration that's very important. The harmony between all the oils and how they play together and how they make a symphony. It's a wonderful symphony.
So he's
orchestra.
Actually creating a symphony of aromas that fit perfectly with the music. So if you're listening to the music and have these aromas there, it's not only going to hit you like this, it's going to hit you like this. And of course the whole point of all this is to help you get connected with the essence of Kryon through the essence of the music. There's a portal that is created, and you can bring in the Kryon energy. Yeah.
It's wonderful. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much for being with us. I know Mikel has another appointment, and we were running late, so he needs to run off to that, but thank you so much from my heart.
I'm so glad and so really grateful for everybody to be here and to share this knowledge, because it's all about the vibration, and I believe in Kryon, how the vibration, everything it vibrates.
Exactly.
Yes, and the essential oil vibrates, and I put them in a ball, you see, a crystal ball, and make the sound so that we can elevate. But it's mainly how we think about the oil and how we transmit our love and gratitude.
Right.
Yeah.
Of course, it's all about love and gratitude.
Yeah.
So thank you for being here and
Blessings
being
to
late
you.
for your next meeting. But
Blessings to
yeah,
everybody.
lovely to have you here, man. Thank you.
Thank you.
Muchas gracias.
Yes.
He actually speaks Spanish too, and he speaks French. I don't think he speaks Russian. But anyways, it's wonderful to be here with you. And why did I actually write the music? Why did I make a whole album of Kryon music? And the reason is because I've toured the world for over 22 years with Lee Carroll. We actually went to, I think we've done at least 40, 45 countries. Yeah, almost everywhere. Many times in Russia, many times in South America. We've been to Asia, Australia, New Zealand, you name it, we've been there. um, then when COVID hit, we stopped touring, which everyone stopped touring. And then everyone realized, wow, we can do all this online. We don't have to travel. So I've been writing a lot of other music, but I decided, no, I need to sit down and channel Kryon myself, just as I always did on stage, and bring through the music, bring through an album of music that people can have. Since, we're not doing so many events all over the world, they'll always have the music there. They listen to it. You sit there and listen to it, and then you feel the energy of Kryon coming in, guiding you with the wisdom. This album has 6 pieces in it. And each piece is using the original, what we always call the Kryon sound. When I played on stage, Lee always wanted this sound. No, he didn't want any piano, and he didn't want any oboes or flutes or any other instruments. He just wanted that sound because it helped him connect with Kryon and bring through the wisdom. So I decided, yes, I'll do a whole album with just that. Of course, it was a challenge because it's all the same sound, and it was designed. I designed this sound to be the background, to be the carpet that Kryon sits on. You see? So there's no voice in there. So I had to really profoundly channel the exact melodies, the exact harmonies that would stand on their own to help you to connect with Kryon. And that would stand on their own just as music to listen to. Because you don't want just a bunch of blah, blah, blah notes that help you connect with Kryon, but they sound kind of ooh, So it had to be done a certain way. So there are 6 pieces on there, and it's always using this sound. And that's a very angelic sound. And how did I know when each piece was ready, when it was perfected? Because I would listen to it, and I would start imagining that I was connecting with her and conducting a celestial choir. You see that sound of that type of sound. And when it started to feel that, wow, these are the angels singing, then I knew that Kryon had given me the right notes. And I had, with that information, worked out everything properly in the music. It seems simple, but for me, it had to be the exact right notes and the exact right harmonies and the exact right feeling so that we end up breathing with the universe. I'm going to play part of one of the pieces on here. This is the piece that touched me the most. This is the piece that when I asked my partner Lily to listen to them, it touched her the most. This is the piece that when I asked my artistic director to listen to it, touched her the most. It starts out so simply though. Just that one note. But that can be the most important note in the universe. Why that note? Because that particular note connects you both with Mother Earth and with the universe at the same time. And there's Kryon right in there in the middle. So it starts with that. And it's called Kryon's Gentle Call. Then it starts to get more profound. Just close your eyes and connect with Kryon. So how does that feel? Feel the softness of it, the gentleness. But there's infinite love in there. And beauty. Total love and beauty. So, I'm going to introduce you to someone here. Is your microphone working? Yeah?
Maybe.
Just come and sit here. We're going to have a little chat because it all picks it up on my microphone here.
Great.
Yeah. So, this is Shannon. Shannon's been doing all the things I need help on so that I can write the music. And Shannon is from Cincinnati, Ohio. That other country down there, you know. One thing I forgot to do. We were supposed to have French translation. And it was all organized. And late last night, my translator, French Canadian, living in the Pyrenees Mountains in northern Spain, somewhere over there. Suddenly they had a giant snowstorm. And he can't get out, and they run the internet by satellite, and it's full of snow. So I'm very sorry about, we don't have, nous n'avons pas la traduction en français, parce que celui qui allait traduire est pris dans une grosse tempête de neige. Et il est tellement isolé que son internet c'est par satellite, mais la neige couvre toutes les trucs. Alors, excusez-moi, mais si vous parlez l'anglais un petit peu, vous allez voir. Et vous, au moins, vous comprenez la musique que je joue présentement. So, back to Shannon. Should we discuss this music a little bit?
Yes. So you talked a little bit about the Kryon sound and your time with Kryon. How does this album really show the full breadth and expression of your experience?
Well, I met Lee Carroll probably 22, 23, 24 years ago in Montreal. So this is a real Quebec French-Canadian thing. C'est quelque chose vraiment québécois parce que j'ai rencontré Lee Carroll à Kryon à Montréal. His French publisher lives in Montreal. Son éditeur francophone demeure à Montréal, pas Paris naturellement, Montréal. And he had his publisher had this program, and Lee Carroll was invited, and I was invited to give a concert, and that's where we met for the first time. Physically. Lee had phoned me 4 months before to beg permission to use my music on his programs because he was recording it. So this was the first time we met. And there was no plan that I was going to work with him there, but he said, "Oh, since you're here, maybe you could play the music for the channeling, and the meditation." And I said, "Yeah, why not?" So, and I was used to doing that type of thing. I'd been playing music behind, channelings for years actually, and I was in the channeling business. So that was our first time together. And his manager was there and said, "Oh, we want you to work with us," And so make a long story short, we started working together. And the next year we went to France, and there was like 3,000 people there. And nous sommes allés en France. Il y avait 2-3 000 gens là. Puis j'étais le seul dans l'équipe qui parlait le français. I was the only one in the whole group that spoke French. Well, actually the publisher spoke French, but no one could understand him. Maybe il parlait comme un Parisien, peut-être. I don't know. Whatever. But this is how it started. And I realized as I was channeling the music that I was also channeling Kryon. Because when Lee was speaking, when Kryon was speaking through Lee, as I was playing the music, I always knew where they were going to go, so I knew where to go with the music. And I was actually hearing in my head what was going to come out of Lee Carroll's mouth before it came out. And that was interesting. But then I realized, and most people never realize this, the channeling, it was him and I and Kryon. So it was like a trinity going on there. And that's what made it so powerful for the people, that trinity effect. Um, every time we would do a channeling, we would end the channeling with a piece of music from Silent Path, a piece called The Light, this one. And went on like that, but it was an actual cut from the album, and it was always that long. So I would push the button there and I'd play along with it near the end. The interesting thing was that every time the music would get to the last note, that very last note was when Kryon would say, "And so it is." And then the channel was over. And Lee said to me one day, "Robert, how do you know when to start that piece? So that I don't even know when it's going to end, but how do you know when to start that piece so it will end at the end of the channel?" Well, because Kryon tells me when. I'm playing along and I'm listening for Kryon saying, "Okay, now move towards that key." And then I move towards there. He says, "Okay, now." So this 22 years of that happening, and I'd say 98% of the time it was right on. I remember one time it wasn't on, and I said, "Lee, what happened?" He said, "Oh, I wanted Kryon to say some other things." So that's the way it worked out. But I became intimately involved with the energy of Kryon, so that I could go in my studio and connect with Kryon and bring through the same music that would come through if Lee had been there. And when COVID hit, Lee started doing online programs, and so I sent him a gift. I sent him a couple of pieces that I just channeled. I said, "Here, you can use these on your program." And then I thought, wow, maybe I should. The people need an album of Kryon sound, Kryon music. So that's how it came about.
So you said earlier about, there are 6 pieces on this album.
Mm-hmm.
Starts with "I Am Sacred."
Yeah.
And it ends with "Breathing." And in between there is Cryon's Gentle Call,
Yeah.
the Cosmic Self,
Mm-hmm.
the light, and expanding into the light and breathing.
Right.
So I personally, we've gone back and forth on this. Yes, I loved Cryon's Gentle Call, but I think it's a whole experience. What do you want to say about that?
Yes, all of my albums are written so that it's a whole experience. Sure, you have your favorite pieces in there, but if you listen to the whole album, you get a big experience, much bigger than listening to one piece, and much bigger than listening to 6 pieces separately. It builds, one builds on the other. And you mentioned the first piece, "I Am Sacred." That is so important for your path in life, to realize that you are a sacred being. And that sets you up for knowing that you deserve this, that you deserve that connection to the infinite wisdom of the universe, that you deserve that connection to perfect health, that you deserve that connection to abundance, to everything. So that's why that piece is there. And you go through all the other things, then there's Cryon's Gentle Call. Doesn't that sound beautiful? Kryon wants to help you. That's why the Kryon energy is there. It's to help us open up to our own power, not to be just followers of Kryon. No, do something with it. Become the master, your master in life. And the other pieces on there, there's ones about connecting with the light. Kryon very, very often talks about being a lighthouse. And being a lighthouse, that means what Kryon is really saying, you're becoming the example for others. And what that means is, how do we change the world? By changing within. And then when we change within, we end up radiating that energy. When we become that love, the people just hang around us. They love it. They feel that beauty. Because you're becoming a radio broadcaster. You're becoming a broadcaster of what love is, or gratitude, or, any of those things. You become that inner peace. And this whole album is structured to draw you into that energy of what the goal of Kryon is, what I see it is to help you transform into the new human, which is, you are an expression of pure love, pure peace, happiness, gratitude, and oneness. So when we talk about oneness, what's that? That sounds like a cheap word, oneness. The end piece on that is called breathing. And it's just going through this chord pattern of 2 chords. Very simple. It's going to that and back to that. That's the beginning, but very slowly, and it's you're ending up breathing with it. But what's the point of breathing with that? And what's the point of oneness? I teach Qigong online. I have a course that is called 100 Smiles. And it's about sound, energy, and consciousness. The sound, obviously, sound is me, us using my music. The energy is Qigong. For those of you that don't know what Qigong is, it's sort of the mother of Tai Chi. And consciousness, I'm bringing through information. I'm teaching you to bring through information. But with the Qigong part, we're talking about very much about, expanding the energy, your energy, expanding yourself out into the universe and then back in. Just try this. Put your hands close together. And it's all about imagination. And when I do this, I'm imagining there's a ball of energy between my hands, between my arms. And then I expand out. I'm expanding out, imagining that I'm becoming big, big, big like the universe. And then I'm taking all that energy and bringing it back in. See? So you're breathing out. And then you're breathing in. And it goes on and on like that, you see? The universe is always breathing. Everything is breathing. Everything's expanding and contracting. And the real cool thing, if you do your breathing properly with your meditation, listening to this album, bringing in the Kryon energy, you're expanding, becoming one with Kryon, becoming one with the universe. And then as you bring it back in, you're gathering in energy. In Qigong and martial arts, we call that Qi energy. But there's something that comes in with it. Information. The information from Kryon, if you're connecting with Kryon. The information from the universe. This is like the infinite wisdom of the universe coming back in. So that breathing on the album is about expanding into the universe, becoming one with the universe, and then bringing the whole universe into you so that you're all one with it. This is so powerful. So that's what it's about,
That's
you know?
Yeah.
Yeah. So my goal is to, with this album, is the immediate you start listening to it, you start feeling the energy of Kryon come into you and envelop your whole body. And then you're starting to connect with the wisdom that's coming in. You're starting to be guided. And the real cool thing about connecting with the universe, things start to happen when you realize you're one with the universe. You know, so many of us talk about being co-creators. That doesn't mean being co-creator, let's say, Shannon and I. This means you being co-creator with your sacred self, or what some call your higher self, and the universe, because you're part of the universe. And the really cool thing about all that, when you get connected at that level, and things start happening, just, by chance, the magic starts happening. And you realize when you're working on a project, you're working on your mission, hey, the universe is doing 90%, I'm doing 10%. Isn't that a good deal, That's co-creation at its best.
You just got to let go.
You just got to let go and let it happen, because it becomes a natural thing. And the music gets you connected into that level where you give yourself permission. The yes, I'm becoming that peaceful warrior, Yeah. I want to bring in Lily in a minute, my partner Lily, but first I want to ask you something. Shannon, it's great working with Shannon because Shannon's a scientist, and we've had a lot of research done with my music, but with Shannon in the picture, we're going to really have a lot more in there for you. Proof of how music can be magic and how my music can help you. But the fact of bringing in the idea of the essences, the Zayat aroma. Why do we want to have essence?
So it's interesting about our power of smell. It is the first sense that's developed in the womb, and it connects directly into your brain. It's the only one that does that. Everything else has to have a reverberation, like your eardrum and all that, or the eyes and the cones. It's receiving that, but not the smell. And what happens when we're young, up until the age of 10, this is where smell and emotion come together. And they are linked to the limbic part of the brain where we have emotion, right? So what happens when they listen to the music and they have the experience with the essence, it actually allows for that opening part of the brain to bypass our subconscious thoughts and patterns that we might pick up as a child and actually access, I like to say, the Akash.
Wow. We better give our translators a minute to translate all that.
Sorry.
I tend to get that way too when I get excited.
It just comes in.
So this helps you to step into the magic.
Yeah.
While you're listening to the music, you're bringing in this essence of the Kryon music, or whatever essence you choose for. Yeah, beautiful.
It's a synergistic impact. Your music already bypasses the subconscious. When you add in the essence, 1 + 1 is 3, and it's synergistic, much bigger.
Yeah, so you end up going past those crazy blockages we have.
Yeah.
The baggage we haven't gotten rid of yet. Right?
Exactly.
Yeah. Well, this here, this is the cover of the Kryon CD. And I asked my partner Lily if she could do the cover. And she's been working with Kryon too. She's been working with Lee Carroll doing things. So she understands the Kryon energy. She's presented with me at many Kryon events. And there's one thing, all my albums, every one of them, there's this sense of a light in there. It could be the sun, like Crystal Silence 1, 2, and 3 had the sun in it. They all have the light. Silent Path has like a sunset or a sunrise, whatever it is. But they all have the light. The Goddess album, where it's a lotus flower, the light is actually coming out of the flower. So Lily knows what I wanted to have, but she went way past what I thought could be done. The interesting thing with Lily, she teaches people how to, on spiritual growth. She has 3 degrees. I'm living with a genius. It's I got to keep up to her sometimes. She has 3 degrees, university degrees, and one of them is an architect. You see? So that helps in the design, but she is actually a graphic artist also, because she has a degree in fashion. And then she has a degree in multimedia. So she taught me how to hook all this stuff up. Not today. But so I asked her to do it. I'd like to bring her on to be with me here for a minute. Pavla, can we bring Lily on now?
Hello. I'm here.
Hi, Lily. Can we get you on as a principal here?
I think I
I'm
am.
seeing my translators. Okay. There you are. Yeah. So, what do you have to say, Lily?
Hello, first of all. Right? Hear me, Robert?
Yes, sorry. Everyone's distracted me. I have an audience here, you know. Yeah. Yeah.
I see.
So, what got you to get to this?
Okay. Well, you were telling about how you receive information before it comes, because that image I actually created before you even asked me to do the CD cover. And when you ask me to do the CD cover, I say, "Oh, well, I have already I know which image is it."
Yeah.
And it's, as you can see, I have it here too.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
As you can see, the image is that it's the tree. It's a beautiful tree, and the tree. It's for me was going to the tree of life, the multidimensional, the cosmic tree of life, to connect and bring more information from the roots, from the trunk, from the fruit that comes, the flowers that come from the branches.
Mm-hmm.
And something that unifies with Kryon and what he's been sharing too is about how Gaia embraces us, and we are thankful for Gaia, but how Gaia also thank us.
Mm-hmm.
And
And
it's a feedback in both. So the tree, it's like the oneness of all what you eat, which means non-separation between who we are as cosmic beings, nourishing Gaia, and what Gaia give us back as human beings here on Earth.
beautiful.
And that is for me also you see all the light that comes through that, the portal that's created. It's this love for humanity. Kryon always said, I'm Kryon of the magnetic, right?
Right.
In love with humanity.
Yeah, the magnetic master in love with
And
humanity.
exactly. And here's how we all are those magnetis, master. How we as cosmic beings on a human experience are those masters.
The thing I find very interesting when I started working with this to um, do the announcing for the album, I realized there are many layers in this. And when I pulled them out, there's one layer that is the hands, like this, like the hands of gratitude. So profound, so profound, beautiful.
And those hands is exactly, you see, you have two Gaias. So you have the planet Earth, and then here, the hands are also embracing Gaia, but more from
Yeah.
the soul perspective.
Mm-hmm.
And the double, I embrace you, you embrace me. We
Right.
are one.
Yeah. Beautiful. Thank you, Lily. It's so powerful.
I have a question for Lily.
Ooh, oh.
Can we buy this somewhere? It is beautiful piece of art.
Yes, it's fantastic. You know, it's very interesting that I would say exactly when I start creating this kind of art, it was the message from the guides were start creating the art because you don't need, like in the music, you don't need to explain anything. But that's a way of sending vibrations without explanation.
Right.
Is sending, I've been in the pollinating tour of new vibrations on Earth, and they said, if we wanted expanded, create art. And for me has been wonderful experience because I'm putting on a piece of art that I call it Cosmo art. I'm putting all what I see when I do activations, when I do meditations, when I do course, when I travel around the world, I am putting it on a piece of art. And I've been also myself surprised to see, look how it looks when it's tangible, right? When we can see it with your physical eyes. So yes, you can go to my website and there are different pieces from the last 2 years of Durna tour, putting into art. Yes, I love it. Thank you,
Beautiful.
Shannon.
Thank you, Lily. Wow. Beautiful stuff. So, actually, as you're listening to the album, it will help to even look at the cover, the design of the cover as you're doing that. Makes it so much more powerful. Wow.
And activating another sense.
Yeah. So, why don't I
Y-
do something
Just
before?
one thing, Robert, before I
Whoa,
leave.
yes, yes.
Don't forget why it's been chosen to do the launching on the 12th.
Oh,
And
yes.
that has to do with this beautiful essence that Michael creates because he's also in love of the energy. And it's Guadalupe.
You know, December the 12th is um, Guadalupe Day to celebrate. For this happened in Mexico, actually, where the Virgin Mary came and the whole thing. Um, this is a special day. Mikel actually has been to Mexico many times, and he created a Guadalupe essence also. So
Wonderful.
I decided, well, I'm going to do it down here. And Lily said, yeah, why not the 12th? Because that's Guadalupe Day. So this is very special for all the Spanish people. This is very special for all of us because we're
And
bringing in the energy of Mother Mary.
when
Yes.
she started connecting with me again, she say, I am a dragon human and I'm ready to bring the androgynous energy back on earth. So
Beautiful.
very and powerful connection also with Kryon. So that's beautiful.
All,
And
yeah,
it's in the
all with
blue,
the same
like the
goal.
color,
Right.
also in the color of the cover, in the color of Shannon today.
Well, even the essence that has been created for the music, it's going to be in a blue bottle, of course.
I
Yes.
will like this one.
Yeah. So I
Okay.
would like to thank you, Lily.
Bye-bye,
I, w-
everybody.
I would like to do something that I do a lot of. I channel soul masterpieces. People send me their photo and I create their specific music to help them. But for everyone online here from all over the world and the people that are in this room, why don't uh, why don't I do this? I'm going to bring in the Kryon energy through the music, through the Kryon sound, and then I'm going to expand on that and bring in, the piano and various other things. And this is a piece that I'm going to record it here. And everyone that turned up here today, if you're registered with us, why don't we give that to you as a gift for having been here and listening to why Robert wrote this music, you know? I think that would be nice. So I'm going to start out with this. It's going to be very quiet to start with, and then it's going to open up. Okay? We'll create a little piece. Yeah. Yeah, but let's do that expansion first, okay? Let's become part of the universe. Expand again. And then bring in the energy, bring in the energy. All inside you. And then expand. You are one with the universe. And as you bring it in, the universe is one with you. Let's do that one more time. And then close your eyes and the music will come out. How are you feeling now? Wow. Okay, that was recorded. I need to tweak it up a bit, and we're going to send it off to all of you. Because I love you. Why not? Yeah. I'm radiating love out to all of you, all over the world, all over the universe. Yeah. Let me just close up something here. Would you like to know what I'm working on now? Something completely different. The Kryon sound is very delicate. It's very angelic. Every time I work with that sound, it feels to me like an angelic choir, but there's also a symphonic orchestra of strings playing at the same time quietly in the background. So I wrote this piece. It's still a piece in progress, okay, that I have here. But it's symphonic. And it's called The Calling. And what does that mean? It's like, what is your calling in life? What is your mission? Why are you here? Is your calling to connect with Kryon to start with, so that you can have some guidance? But it's also about the calling to step up and be the master of your life. That's what I'm teaching in 100 Smiles, actually, where we combine the sound and the energy and the consciousness, and we feel we're in our power. So this is more like a movie score. Think of this as you listen to it, because this is the last piece I'll play for. Then we can go and get our Kryon albums and listen to them. But for now, if you close your eyes and imagine there's this big movie screen in front of you. And guess who's in that movie? You. And just imagine. Think of this as the movie score for your life, okay? Are you ready? Those last piano notes were not supposed to be in there. That was just fun. I've had such a beautiful time here, and I offer you my love. Thank you for being here. And if you really want to help yourself, go and get that album and listen to it. And let's all create the magic together. Yeah. And we're going to send that channeled piece out to you as a little gift, okay? It'll take a few days. I'm not even in my studio right now. I'm way far away. And we have lots of snow. And more coming. So, thank you for being here. I love you. Check out my website. Yeah. We'll be seeing you soon, okay? Maybe we can do a little mini concert or something. Haven't done that for a while. Just for you, okay? Thank you. Muchas gracias. Spasiba. Merci beaucoup d'avoir été ici avec moi sans la traduction en français. Mais je suis là quand même avec vous. Vous êtes dans mon cœur. Thank you. Beautiful. Thank you, everyone.